The Child Cancer Foundation, they focus on the family, not the cancer. This Friday and Saturday is meant to be their street appeal, which is their biggest fundraiser of the year. Unfortunately, they're not able to get out and about, but they will be doing it virtually. To talk more about it is the Chief Executive, Monica Briggs, from the Child Cancer Foundation. Good morning, Monica.
Morning.
Hey, thanks so much for coming on with us this morning, Monica. We're excited to hear about the work that you guys do and hopefully give you some promo around the fundraising and the campaign that's happening. So can you just tell us a little bit about the Child Cancer Foundation? So obviously you guys are not doing the treatment of cancer, like, you know, what the doctors and stuff will do, but more so in terms of supporting the families who are going through that as a unit.
Yeah, absolutely. So every family that faces that, you know, shocking and challenging diagnosis of having a child with cancer is referred to the Child Cancer Foundation. And we were created 40 years ago out of a partnership between families experiencing the child cancer journey and the clinicians. And that continues through to today. So we offer psychosocial support, real practical financial support. We assign what we call a family support coordinator to each family to ascertain how we can best support them so that the family can really concentrate on supporting their sick child. We try and deal with everything else around them so that they can really focus on, you know, supporting their child through treatment at what, as you can imagine, is the most challenging and confronting time of a parent's life, to be told that your child has cancer. So we provide meals while they're in the hospital. We provide travel vouchers to get the family in Farno to hospital. We provide St. John ambulance subscriptions so they've got peace of mind. They can get their child to hospital in an emergency. We heat the houses in winter. We do a whole suite of support, specific counselling services to give the family what they need at such a critical time. And of course, each family's needs are different. So we assess those through the family support coordinators that really walk alongside and navigate with the families through this incredibly challenging time. And then are there at the other end too, to help them really re-emerge and, you know, re-enter a new sort of normal life for the family.
Well, I imagine there's so much that changes, right, when you first find out about this as a family. Like my son Jay is literally just in the other room watching Transformers at the moment on my phone whilst I'm doing this show. But if I think about, you know, him being diagnosed with some form of cancer and what that would do in our family, like everything else suddenly goes on the back burner, right? Like your work, everything else that you sort of fill your life with suddenly becomes secondary to now what is the priority, which is their treatment and care. And there's everything that goes with that. So it's amazing that you guys are able to provide that wraparound support. Can you tell us a little bit about, is it Brianna who's the face
Brianna.
of the campaign?
It is the wonderful, inspirational Brianna, who's one of our ambassadors and is fronting this pivot that we're doing from the street appeal to the virtual bucket appeal this year. And just to say to your listeners, I know your listeners really care about important causes, and they can donate at childcancer.org.nz or text child to 3457 and donate $3. And every dollar goes to, you know, how I've just explained our services. But Brianna is part of the Steedman family, and they were living in Dunedin when they were BMX, and they still are BMX enthusiasts. And they were out as a family because she's got two older brothers at the time. She's got another younger brother now, Enzo, BMX racing when she fell, and she was really sore for the week after. And the family got her to the doctor, and when the doctor was sort of feeling and checking her, he could feel something that didn't feel right, so I sent them to hospital, and they got the news that she had Wilm's tumour, which is a tumour on the kidney. And then, like you say, Bjorn, their life changed out of all recognition, because this often happens. It's a very sudden diagnosis, and you have to drop everything and go to one of the two treatment centres in either Christchurch or Auckland and leave your family for months, and often leave your job. And in Brianna's case, her mother Julia was pregnant for their fourth child. She had a complex pregnancy and had to give birth. They were in the hospital at the same time, but Darren, the husband, needed to be with Brianna, and Julia gave birth to their fourth child in a highly complex situation on her own.
Wow.
And the other boys, the two boys, older brothers, Brock and Liam, were in Dunedin with Julia's parents, and they would come up to Christchurch when they can. But of course, then lockdown hit. So the family couldn't see each other for 4 months, and the boys couldn't meet their new brother, and they had a sister ill with cancer. They got back to Dunedin, and Darren found out he was made redundant and was worried about how he was going to keep the family home. So that's when we come in. We help, provide firewood, giving that support to the family, giving travel vouchers and petrol vouchers to get the boys up with their grandparents to the hospital. They're an incredible family, and so many other families have these sort of experiences. And Brianna has, come through treatment. She had very intense treatment and has had to go back for more. So Vicky, our family support coordinator, is still in touch with the family, and she's had pain issues. But when I was speaking with Julia yesterday, she said that Brianna's back on her BMX bike. She's not going to let the pain stop her. They're out as a family on those bikes, having those weekends together, which is fantastic.
And how many, and sorry if you don't have the numbers on you, because I didn't ask you beforehand about this, but like how many families are you sort of helping throughout the year, or how many like kids are diagnosed with I know there's many different types of cancer throughout the year, and just to give people, I guess, an idea of how far reaching this is and how many people are affected.
Sure. On average, it's about 3 families a week face this diagnosis, about 350 a year. We're actually supporting 370 at the moment because, like I say, we also support families going back to their new normal. And I have to say, as you can imagine, I'm sure the issue of dealing with a child with cancer in a pandemic situation has really escalated kind of needs on all sorts of levels and all sorts of fronts. So sort of demand for our services is more intense at a time when obviously some of our partners have had to cancel events like golf days and fishing trips because of COVID. So every dollar really does count that people are able to donate to help support this cause.
So it's all happening virtually this year, and the need is greater than ever and harder than ever to do the fundraising itself. So if people are listening and are like, oh, well, I'd love to give, what you can, maybe you know a family who's been through something like this, or it's just tugging on your heart as you're listening, being like, that sounds horrible, I want to help. Where should people go, and how do they take part in the virtual fundraiser this year?
Look, please go to our website, childcancer.org.nz, and you can donate there, or text child to 3457 for an instant $3 donation. If there's any cafe owners out there listening, we're doing stickers. Just contact us through our website. We're putting stickers onto coffee cups through cafes. There will be some TVCs that people might see to respond to, and some other events during the year. And we're doing leaflet drops, contact leaflet drops. Our wonderful volunteers still wanted to really rally around and support the cause, but in a safe way for everybody. So yes, so text child to 3457 or visit our website, childcancer.org.nz.
You're doing an amazing job and standing in the gap where many can't, Monica. So thank you very much for your time this morning. One more time, if you could just give us a plug about how they can text through and give an immediate donation.
Childcancer.org.nz or text child to 3457 for a $3 instant donation.
That's the Child Cancer Foundation, Monica Briggs. Thank you for your time this morning, Monica. Take care and God bless.